Somebody once made the comment to me that you can't write on an iPad. Well, in fact, this isn't true. And today I'd like to show you how you're able to annotate your scores in quite clever and powerful ways using what's called layers in ForScore. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Hi, this is Tommy with Tommy's Piano Corner, the place for returning pianists, or indeed anybody who loves piano, to share tips and ideas of how to get the best from this great hobby. If it's your first trip here, then please do think about subscribing. Simply hit the little icon in the bottom right hand corner of your screen now, and it's all done for you. Regular viewers of this channel will know that I'm a great fan of technology, especially when it can make things a lot easier and simpler for us. And you may have seen a video I released quite a while ago now about an app called ForScore, which is essentially designed to help you manage and organise all of your sheet music, and it's done really with the musician in mind, so it has a lot of really useful features. If you're unfamiliar with this app, I've linked my video for it at the end of this one for you. Now, you don't need to watch that video first because what I'm saying now will make perfect sense as you follow it through, but it might be good for you to watch the other video afterwards. In ForScore, we use the Annotate function to write on our scores. Simply tapping on the screen will bring up the editing menu and you'll see the option to annotate. Let's quickly review the options before we discover what layers can add to them. Starting from the left, accessible through the flat sign, we have what they call stamps, and this gives you access to pre-created versions of most basic musical symbols, plus the ability to change the colour and size of them. Next, we have the most basic phrase markings that you can use, and then we have a set of pens and highlighters that we can choose from. Again, we can adjust these by making them thicker, thinner, and even adjust the transparency. You can use these to write or create lines, or even as highlighters. There's an eraser and also undo, redo buttons. Already quite handy to make notes on your score. However, we can take this much further using the layers function. Layers are something that is common in photo and video editing software. They are basically used so that you can edit things without ever changing what is underneath. Whenever we annotate a score in ForScore, we are in fact writing on a layer and not on the score itself. This means that whatever we do, the original is undamaged. Whilst we saw earlier that we can easily erase things, sometimes we'll want to keep our notes but play from a clean score. So to do this, we have the option to simply make the layer invisible, and hey presto, the score is clean again. However, the real power is that we can have many layers. Those of you around my age will perhaps remember the old-fashioned acetates and projectors our teachers used to use to project things in class. Remember when they would add one layer onto another to progressively build up a picture? Well, we can do exactly the same here. One thing that I have started doing since I discovered these is to create a fingering layer. Here, when I need to write my finger in, then I always add it to this particular layer. I do this because it's something that I want to be able to keep long term and refer to time and time again. I might very well hide it once I'm confident I've learned the fingering, but it's great to have it there when I come back to the piece after a long time and I might have forgotten. Another really useful thing is to have a layer for pedal markings. As we all know, in our scores the pedal is generally written like an on-off switch. However, in reality it isn't, and we might use half or quarter pedal or even flutter pedal. Having a pedal layer in which I can write these is super helpful, especially for coming back to music. You can invent your own shorthand or colour scheme for adding in your own detailed pedal instructions. Another really great use for them is to have an errors layer. I regularly record my practice and use this particular layer to scribble in things with which I'm not happy when I listen and watch back. These are of course mainly temporary markings, and I definitely don't want to get them mixed up with my fingering or pedal notes. Finally, I found them super handy when analysing different Horowitz versions of Traumerei, for example. Using a different layer for different transcriptions, I was able to compare and contrast very simply by switching between the layers when trying out the ideas to those notes myself at the piano. What other uses can you think of for these layers? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm sure they'll be helpful for me too. If you're not already, then please do subscribe to Tommy's Piano Corner. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you're notified of new videos as and when they're released. I thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.